hybrid, electric, plug-in? Yes, all three of those. It's the Hyundai Ioniq, and it's all new. Will I be impressed? Let's find out. Well, it might be taking both engineering and styling cues from other cars out there, but I think the one it most resembles is the Chevy Volt. And that to me is not a bad thing. I've tested the Volt, and I think it's a great car, and it's a pretty cool look too, and I think this Ioniq looks pretty iconic. The wheels and the grille are all very fresh. Check out the blue drive badge there to let you know that this is a very eco-friendly and forward-thinking car. And it's got the fastback hatchback design that makes for great utility too. Clearly with the lack of grille here, you can see that this is the electric version. Like those bright LED lights, and certainly like the blue color here too, but it's really nice styling all around. And to me it looks definitely like Chevy Volt, but it certainly is a very useful shape. Form follows function there, and breaks the wind very well. And you've got that fastback hatchback that lets you have a lot of storage space too. They tout it as having more than the Prius. And the Prius, let me tell you, when you fold the seats down, you can fit a lot in there. So that's really good for this Hyundai Ioniq. Look at all that utility. Fold down back seats, just like the Prius, and lots of luxury too. Really the perfect car, isn't it? So overall, in terms of styling, I think it's a win-win. The inside is very nice too. It'll look familiar to other Hyundai drivers. You've got automatic power adjustment, lumbar support for the seats, and they are quite supportive. Just look at these bolsters here, huge side bolsters. I like the white stitching here, and I think it's a great look in basic gray. And you've got inside your infotainment screen, very nice, and really everything that you're used to here on the screen. You can go home and see the basic layout. That's good. Dual zone climate control. It's actually a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. Heated seats, very nice. Places for storage, and of course also your USB in, and of course an aux in as well. You've got a little center console here that has deep storage. Cup holder there, kind of a cup holder there on the side as well, and nice vision out the back too, very Prius-like there. You even get a sunroof in this one. That's nice. So really, it's pretty much like any other car, and that's good. Of course, you do have more settings on the instruments to let you know what's going on in terms of your power, eco, and charge, but it is a very nice looking interior, and I think very well executed. Checking out the interior of the electric version, and it is slightly different. You have more of a storage area down here. You also have this transmission that's different, kind of push button, and looks like you have a wireless charger too. That's certainly nice to have, but other than that, it looks pretty much the same, besides of course your electric range on the gauge cluster there that shows up. But very smartly appointed, very luxurious, and very comfortable. Well, there you go. The noisiest thing in this car is the air conditioning, because it's so hot today, but if I turn it off, very, very quiet. Now, in terms of pricing, I think they were aiming definitely at the Toyota Prius. This one starts out at $23,085, and that's very fair money. Basically, it's going to be cheaper than any plug-in electric or hybrid Prius that you can get, just a tick under, and maybe a savings of like $1,500, $2,000 overall. But of course, they're trying to compete with the likes of the Toyota Prius, and of course, all of the other plug-in electric and hybrid electric cars out there as well. And I think Hyundai's going to do well. I do like their low price point. I like the fact that this car will get more people, especially more Americans, interested in hybrid cars because you're not sacrificing anything here. You've got seating for 5, you got a very comfortable car, you can fold the rear seats down, fit in lots of cargo. It's just a very well-rounded automobile. Forget about it being a hybrid and offering really, really nice fuel economy of anywhere from like 54 to 58, 60 miles per gallon. So there you go. The Hyundai Ioniq here is definitely going to make a stir on the hybrid market, and hopefully it'll get more people into buying cars like this. Of course, you get all your modern conveniences, and of course you do get a backup camera as well, and it is directional, and that's very good. It tells you where you're going, tells you where you're heading, and you get the parking sensors as well. So even merging onto the highway, it's faster than you think. We're already at the speed limit. There you go. So it does feel quick, even though it might not be that quick. 0 to 60 in about 9.8 seconds with a top speed of 103 miles an hour. But still, it's got all you need to compete with traffic. You do have some passing power if you need it. And most importantly, when you're on a back road, that steering feels quite sharp and very responsive. And it is, in a way, actually fun to drive. And of course, you'll be having a lot of fun when you don't have to go to the gas station very frequently, or not at all, and when you're returning really great fuel economy in the mid-high 50s. So that's what this Hyundai Ioniq is all about, and it will deliver, and it will deliver it well in a very, very comfortable and fun to drive vehicle. Now, when you engage the sport power mode in the Hyundai Ioniq, basically it keeps the gasoline engine on and just uses the electric engine for actually more power. So they really are focused on making sure that you do have plenty of power when you need it, and that's a good thing. Just one more reason why the Ioniq is much more car-like than other hybrids you might have driven. I've got the adaptive radar cruise control set, and that means it's going to keep me a safe distance from the car in front of me, and I can adjust that setting. It's great if I drift out of my lane. Listen, there you go. It lets me know. Lane keep assist. So this Hyundai Ioniq, just like other Hyundai cars, is watching out for your safety as well. And it has the Blue Link as well to keep you in touch in case of an emergency. Now that I'm driving the fully electric car, what are the differences? Well, the main one right here is the way the transmission is done. You can see here that pretty much looks the same to the other gas electric hybrid version, but you do have an electric range here on this one. So the transmission here is pretty straightforward, and you have a drive, a park, and a reverse, and they're just push button. And that's kind of cool, kind of retro in a sense to throwback cars. Some cars in the 60s had push button transmissions. You also have a more deep storage well here for your belongings, so it is laid out a bit different, but you still get your dual climate control and your infotainment screen here as well. So for the plug-in version, just like all the other versions of the Ioniq here by Hyundai, they've really looked at the data, and basically they found that their 124-mile range results in 98% of Americans being able to drive their daily drives with this car. So they really want people to consider hybrid and electric cars more than just millennials tend to. They want all age segments, baby boomers, Gen Xers, and they want them to buy their cars as well. And I think that they've done a really good job in going after that audience. You've got reusable, renewable materials here. A lot of the interior is even made from sugar cane and things like that. Just very forward thinking, and it's a car that you can also control with your smartphone. You can tell it when to charge and see how it's charging, and you can even start it remotely, things like that. But I think this Hyundai Ioniq is really going to get rid of that negative taste that hybrids leave in a lot of people's mouths, because it does feel very, very car-like. It feels like anything else you might get in and drive these days. You've got your infotainment screen, you've got your dual climate controls, and everything is really right where you'd expect it to be. It's a very comfortable car and just feels normal. And to me, that's the greatest thing about the fact that this Hyundai Ioniq is now available. It drops the price to basically hybrid, electric, and plug-in ownership a bit, and that makes it accessible to more people. And therefore, if everybody drove one of these or a vehicle like this, then we would have a lot less dependence on foreign oil. And to me, that is a wonderful thing, because we just don't want to be involved in so many conflicts around the world, and cars like this are a definite way for everybody to do their part and make that so. So safety, economy, it's fun to drive, it's extremely practical, it's got lots of utility if you fold down the back seats there, and really it's got it all. So it's everything you want in an automobile, and there's really no reason these days to not own a hybrid, at least for one of your cars. I'm a sports car guy. I have many cars, many sports cars. Check out my reviews of my Austin Healey Sprite, my Lotus Europa, my Porsche 911 SE, and my Corvair. I have many impractical cars, my Citroen CX wagon. Check out that one. But my daily driver is a hybrid. And I think everybody should do the same thing. There's no reason you can't have fun with your weekend car, but why not save the world and save fuel and help your budget as well with your daily driver? So I'm definitely impressed with my first drive of the Hyundai Ioniq. It's really a car for the masses, and it's not just a car for the masses, it's a hybrid for the masses, it's an EV for the masses, and it's a plug-in for the masses. And that brings that new technology and that new economy and really that forward way of thinking to more people, and I think that is a great thing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and also Facebook. I'm Drivin' Ivan.